So I just ended up losing like 350K. And now I want to kind of make it back. And I'm going to start with trading. I'm going to be looking for kind of the best opportunities. I'm going to try and find something that I could flip for a reasonable price. I want to make this as realistic as possible. For the early stages, you're going to have to add value. If I was to add value, essentially what I would do is I would buy one of these units, but I would get them to like level 70 to level 80 and then sell them. I'm not seeing anything too crazy. All right, so this limit breaker is 400K. I'm gonna buy this one. We're officially broke. We have 196 gem. We'll go 500 and see how it pans out. Maybe it doesn't sell, maybe it does sell. All right, we're back. We have 596K. So I ended up selling the limit breaker for I think 425. And then I ended up buying another one for 350. Essentially what I'm about to do is I'm about to buy this limit breaker right here for 350. Super cheap limit breaker. We're making our money back very, very, very quickly. The Demon King, I seen him level 1 for 500K flat. You can go grind him to level 50 and then sell him for 600K. Maybe you grind him to level 70. Maybe you even go, you got the food to give him to level 80 and you can sell him for a lot more. We bought at 350, so that's gonna be pretty good profit here. I haven't sold my limit breaker yet. It's still sitting here at 420K. What I am going to do is I just seen this Water Master selling for 15K. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of searching, but I think I should buy him and evolve him and sell him. I think I could get at least 60 to 75 out of him. Like this one right here, they got him up for 50K, but he's not evolved. I believe that he has more value in his evolution state than anything. Yo, 18K for this is stupid cheap, bruh. I'm buying that. You can sell him for at least, I've sold him for at least 50. That's a quick little flip right there. Let's just sell him for 36K. I think we should probably lower the limit breaker to 400K. That's still good profit. We'll take it for what it is. I'm just gonna call it, let this sit. If anything sells, whether the Gale Archer sell or the limit breaker sells, it's still gonna be more gems than I would have sitting in AFK. We're back. And everything finally sold. We had a couple of J-Fire Knights that ended up selling. One was for 10,000, one was for 7,000. These are definitely worth trying to sell. So I would need a couple more red stars, but I pretty much have everything to evolve him. 300K for these are not bad. I'm gonna buy the one with the best traits. Now the thing about this is I wanna see how much he is actually. So actually, yeah. So he's 400K realistically. So you can sell him at 400K, but once you evolve him, I wonder how much he's gonna be. Okay, so this is gonna be huge for us. I think we should be able to sell him for at least 600, and that will put us in a good place. Yeah, we're gonna have to spend some time getting some stars and rainbow stars and stuff like that. But with 3 times speed, it's not that big of a deal. You can do this stuff very easily. His non-evolution sells for 300K. I'm assuming that I can sell it for at least 600. So I'll have to see you guys win in a few hours. Right now, it's currently 9 o'clock, by the way. Finally got to the point where Chance Taker is level 54, a little bit more food, and we're about to make some money right here. So we're gonna go ahead and feed him. He's gonna be level 56, and now we finally got enough stuff to evolve him. I believe we already made the thing. Yes, we made it. Now he's gonna turn into the Chance King. Now I do have him A+ damage, B- cooldown, B range, so he does have decent traits. We hit him with the evolve. Now he's the Chance King. I believe he should be SB B+. Perfect. As long as we got that S on there, that's gonna have people a lot more excited to buy this unit. Now, we spent 350K on him, I believe, or it's 300K. I don't know, one or the other. I think it was 300. 600, somebody sold at 601. I think we're gonna go ahead and throw him up for about 600K. I've never sold one of these units, but he could sell pretty freaking fast. So we'll put him up here. I'm gonna go for 620. Let's see if we do 620. Let's see if this sells at that price. After this Chance King sells, we would have made back all the money we spent trying to get a secret. So we basically made all of that back in less than 2 days if he sells today. The Chance Taker is officially gone. So I ended up selling him for 550. I was just like, yo, I'm just gonna get rid of him. I don't even want to hold on to him for that long. I bought him for 350, sold for 550. After taxes, I don't know what the 3% tax is, but it's not even that much tax. I just showed you guys that you can pretty much, you could pretty much make a decent amount of gems in a few days. So it's not that difficult. It can take a while. Like obviously I have 3x, so it was a little bit easier for me to grind the stars and stuff like that. It's still possible. Like even though you guys might not have 3x, you can grind your way until you get 3x. There is definitely ways to make gems, especially if you look at it through the evolution aspect, even if it's just units that maybe might take a long time to evolve. Like let's say you buy a pro gamer and for like 600 700k, and it takes you a while to evolve it. Even though it's going to take you a while, you still have to think about how many gems you could potentially make. So if you can make 300k gems and it takes you a week, you still made 300k gems over a week. That might not be a lot for some people, but then for other people it might be a lot. So it just depends on where you at. But you can trade trait crystals. Let's say you have 100 trait crystals, people might be willing to trade it for, you know, an evolved mythic unit that you could sell for a little bit more, but they just want the trait crystals now. You can use that to your advantage to kind of find ways into the market to actually make gems. I don't feel like there's a clear-cut way to make gems. You can kind of make it just however you see fit. If somebody's willing to buy something, then you can make a profit on it. You can sell it. And it just kind of just depends on if you find something for super cheap. That's really what it comes down to. The higher you post something, the longer it might take to sell, depending on how much that item costs. Like if you get a Jade Fire Knight, you know, you could sell them at 10,000, but it just might take you a long time to sell them. If you evolve them, you could probably sell them at 40,000, but it might take a longer time to sell it than you would being able to sell like a limit breaker for 400k, because a limit breaker for 400k is going to be cheap to everybody for the most part. Whereas a Jade Fire Knight is not going to be as cheap at 40k. It's still valuable, you know, it's still a good unit to have if you don't already have one. It might not sell as fast as something else. So I say just keep that in mind. Think about that kind of stuff. Like, you know, you don't have to make 100,000 gems super fast. You can make it over the course of a few days and slowly build your way up. The more gems you have, the more gems you can make. Some people don't believe that you could flip mythics and make gems. I do. You got to think about it like this. People are coming to play the game all the time. So if you have a mythic that is good to them, they will end up buying it. Just because it's not good to people who have already got close to end game doesn't mean you can't sell it. Like it doesn't mean somebody's not gonna come and buy this Gale Archer for 40k, because they will. And it doesn't mean somebody won't buy this Crimson Demon Ninja for 45k, because they will. People will buy those based on their needs, and everybody's needs is different. So don't feel like you can't sell anything. Just don't try to sell something like too overpriced. I mean, if you try to overprice something, it's going to take a lot longer to sell. And you can grind pretty much anything in this game and make gems. If you want to grind a Phoenix Ram, you can make gems from selling mythics. You can make gems from selling limit breakers. You can make gems like that. I wish they made it possible to sell wave jumpers. I would buy the heck out of wave jumpers. And I think wave jumpers would be super expensive, because you can get a wave jumper and literally finish something super quick. I didn't know this, but I activated a wave jumper in a legendary wave jumper in a challenge, and it literally completed the challenge. I didn't even have to kill a boss or anything. So those things are very beneficial. Like you guys can literally start from nothing and make gems. As long as you have at least 7,000 gems to buy your first mythic, you can freaking make gems, bro. Like even if it's to the extent of, hey, I only have 10k gems, what should I do? I would probably buy like something super cheap, whether it's a Jade Fire Knight, and then I will focus on evolving it. And then, because evolving is free, you don't have to buy anything to evolve it. So I would focus on evolving it and sell it for 20k gems, and you would double your gems right then and there. And then you just keep rinsing and repeating. You don't have to do Jade Fire Knight. You can do anything else. You can do Ray units. You can even start just grinding for trait crystals and trading those for units that sell for a decent amount. You can grind Phoenix Ram shards. People buy those all the time. So like, there's so many ways that you can make gems with having no gems. You just have to start somewhere, and you can't expect to get to the point where you're flipping 300, 400k items when you only got, you know, 10, 20k, bro. Take your time, slow down. You're gonna find deals if you're looking for them, and they're gonna come at all points. Like right now, I'm not finding anything. That's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that, because I know if I get on later, I might find something crazy. Don't be discouraged. Like I said, you guys can grind, get these gems just like me.